get your ring nice and lubricated. Always good advice. Welcome back to Engines and Unfinished Business. I'm back in the garage working on CeCe. Last time, as you saw, fixed the seat, went really well, and then first ride out on the new seat, she sprung a big old oil leak and ruined everything. So goal for today is figure out where the leak's coming from and hopefully fix it. So as I said last time, the leak appears to be coming from the oil filter. I don't know if the filter itself has sprung a leak or maybe it just came loose, but first thing I want to do is just clean up everything around this area and make sure it's not a crack in the block or the oil pan or anything like that. So I can't see anything around the oil filter, like a crack or anything that would cause a leak, and that's where the oil seemed to be coming from. So next up, I'm just going to fire her up quickly. Now I've got it all cleaned and dry in that area, and see if I can see where it's leaking from. Well, that didn't take long at all. It is leaking from the actual oil filter. It looks like where it's rusted there, it's rusted right through, and the oil was pouring out from underneath, like the cover, the coating, the paint, whatever that is. So I've already got more oil and a new filter. Should be a really nice easy fix. Sweet. So I've been to the workshop, picked up everything I should need. I've also got fresh oil, crush washer, and of course the all important new oil filter. Hopefully this one won't leak. I quite like the K&N oil filters. I have no idea if they're any better at filtering. I just like them because they have a 17mm nut on top, so you don't have to mess around with these kind of tools to take them off. Just any 17mm spanner will do. Anyway, time to drain the old oil, take off the old filter and get this stuff installed. This is why I like the K&Ns with their nut on the end. This makes life so much easier. So little room to work in here as well. Oh yes, movement. Lube up the O-ring as well. Just get your ring nice and lubricated. Always good advice. So I know the bike takes about 3.1 litres of oil. This is a 4 litre thing, and I've got just over 1 litre left. So I should have put just under 3 litres in for now. So just got to start her up, let it idle for a bit, and then check the level and top up as needed. So it looks like the leak's fixed. Now it's got to check the oil level and top up if necessary. That's exactly halfway, so a little bit more. it should be good. So there's just one last thing I want to try and do, as I've done pretty much everything else on the service, and that is drain the crankcase breather, which on a simple old bike like this is just a capped off tube, and all the sludge and oil and shit drains into here, so you just take off the cap, drain the crap out, put the cap back on, and you're good for another, I don't know, till the next service probably. Of course, this kind of shit wouldn't fly with the modern emissions standards, but back in the day it was okay. And it's just a case of plugging it back up, putting the clamp back over, and job's a good one. So with the oil leak taken care of, just one last thing to fix from the incident, and that would be this here mirror. Next thing is to get the mirror in the right position, which I'll get, roughly right and sort that out once I actually take it for a spin. All that's left to do is clean all the old oil off. So this is the old oil filter that was leaking. Just want to have a look and see if I can figure out where it was actually leaking from. So it seemed like it was dripping out from around the centre and actually coming out from underneath this paint. So I'm going to see if I can lift some of this off and find out where the actual hole was. I mean, as you can see, the whole thing is quite rusty, so probably should have noticed that and checked in it, because of course metal gets rusty, gets weak, and then as the pressure builds up, as the temperature rises, it eventually breaks through and you shit half your oil out on the road. Well, I can't actually find a hole in it, but I suppose with the oil at the pressure it runs, just the smallest little hole is enough for it to piss out at quite a rate. Anyway, let that be a lesson to anyone else, and a lesson to myself definitely. Don't let a rusty oil filter go unchecked, because as the metal gets weaker, it's more likely to spring a leak. So that's everything sorted now, given her a clean. I tried really hard to get all the oil I could off the back tyre. I don't know, all I can do is take it for a spin, take it really easy on the corners and hope it's alright. I'll let you know. So I just took CeCe out for a quick half-hour ride just to make sure everything was fine. Couldn't see any signs of oil leaking. Back tyre felt great, so no worries there. And also the new seat felt good as well, which was the whole point of this endeavour. I've parked her on a bit of garage floor where there isn't any oil and nothing's dropped down since, underneath the filter, underneath the whole crankcase and sump, everything. No oil at all, so I'm calling this fixed. I don't remember if we ever mentioned or showed before, but she's always had a slight oil leak, and I just put it down to being an old bike, but I'm guessing actually it was the oil filter starting to leak before it finally burst open the other day. So glad I finally fixed it. Probably should have checked on it sooner, but all in all, success.